Obviously, General Flynn is under a lot of pressure, but frankly, he's a done deal. He's likely going to be the next national security advisor because he doesn't need to be confirmed by the Senate. Betsy, your take on the fact that not only does he still have this tweet about a conspiracy theory, totally fake news story that he tweeted in November about Hillary Clinton still up on his Twitter account, this one, his son also on Sunday night, after an armed man went into the D.C. pizza shop and fired shots because of another fake news story, Flynn's son and his chief of staff said, until Pizzagate is proven to be false, it remains a story. The left seems to forget Podesta emails and the many coincidences tied to it. Let's listen, guys, to Joe Scarborough on MSNBC this morning asking the vice president-elect Mike Pence about General Flynn and specifically about his son, who we just talked about with that fake news tweet, who is his chief of staff. Let's listen to what Pence said.
Well, General Flynn's son has no involvement in the transition whatsoever.
He has a transition email.
Well, he has no involvement in the transition whatsoever.
Not at all.
General Flynn is
let me ask you that again.
Of our team,
just want to underline that. You're running the transition, right?
I am. I'm chairing it.
You were saying, as the head of the transition, that Flynn's son is not involved at all in the transition.
No, he's not.
Okay, so Patricia, here's the thing. As Joe Scarborough rightly pointed out, and as the New York Times is reporting today, his son has a .gov transition email address. Now, Pence is saying he's no longer involved. What do you make of all of it?
Well, I think it's Mike Pence, again, being a loyal soldier and being loyal to Donald Trump. I do think we're starting to see a relatively troubling trend of Mike Pence and other members of the administration saying what they need to say. It damages their credibility enormously if we start to find out that General Flynn's son does have a role in the transition. We don't know how he got his email address. It may have just been a request that was fulfilled in kind of a very busy time for the transition team. But for General Flynn to be not coming out and denouncing these stories, and for his son to not be coming out and denouncing these stories, it damages the credibility of a man who must have full confidence, not just of the president, but of the general public.